And this is KC9VKV with just a heads up. The regular Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net will be starting in 30 minutes at 3:30 on this frequency.
How am I sounding over there to you, sir?
Sounded pretty good. Gosh, talk to me for a minute. Let me listen.
All right, I'm going to do something here now. This is with the 30% on the compander, and this 30% on the compander, and this is, wait a minute, this is off compression, compander, and this at 30% on the compander, over.
Sounds good at 30, Roger.
Okay, that's you. You set it up. Now, for a different thing, I'm going to go to this. Hold on just a second. All right. I'd like to know if this sounds good right here. What do you think, Jim Ferguson?
Well, gosh, were you on compression or what?
No, I'm transmitting a 500-watt carrier.
Roger. Well, gosh, always the better there. They're quieter overall in the receive channel. The more you got there, Roger.
Roger. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, I've got a carrier, and it's modulating 100%. So there you go. I just wanted to make sure when I stop talking that you have a carrier, a signal. That way you don't hear background noise. Over.
Oh, Roger. Well, I don't anyway. Like I explained before, my recovery time on my AGC front end is in slow, so it takes about 5 seconds to regain. So if you just take a 5-second pause, it might just come up. But if you're just talking like normal, it doesn't budge, Roger.
Okay, this is being on lower side of AM, and I'm going to stop speaking and then speak up. Do you hear any white noise in your receiver?
After about 3 seconds, it starts to come up slowly, Roger. But it takes it a full 3 seconds to even start to regain, Roger.
Yeah, that's what I want to get away from. I want on your recording, sir, I want to be full quieting, over.
Yeah, but you seldom take a 3-second break. I've never known you to take a 3-second break in a QSO, man. You'd have to be half dead to do that. Usually it's like a second and a half at most when you're talking, Roger.
All right. Well, I got in here at 3 o'clock and started doing a half-hour net before you got in here. I wanted to make sure the frequency's over. I got a recording running, and I've got a YouTube I'm going to put up. It's called the N9GTO, the date and your call sign. And you'll be able to see mine as well as Jim's. You'll be able to hear totally different sounds, but Jim's got it going on.
Well, we'll just see. I was thinking the other night about having 5 SDR receivers. At some point, I should pick a city that has a few SDRs and just blanket that city with 5 or 6 receive points, just to see what's going on as far as being able to get Class A signals out of certain cities.
Well, if you do that, then you can't turn the knob if you're dedicated to that. Oh, I understand. You've got 5 SDRs. So if you dedicate that desktop or whatever it is, iPad, you dedicate that to a SDR, it's going through another SDR. Now, that could cause real bad latency, over.
Roger, well, normal latency on an SDR is between 2 and 3 seconds. That's a norm. That's a given, 2 to 3 seconds. So you're, 500 watts?
500-watt carrier.
All right, let me go down the road here and see what we got, and see what you sound like down in Georgia.
All right. If you vary your frequency up and down, you're going to hear going to go 0 on this frequency. This is November 9 Golf Tango. And by the way, I do want to make an announcement that we've had another solar flare. Another solar flare for the listeners. Go to Google and type in solar flare M1-3. We had another one. In some minutes you're 60 over, next minute you can't hear them. The other night when we were all on 3816, guys went 20 KCs wide and people were arguing each other, cussing each other, receiving transmit bandwidth crazy. That was another type of flare. That was the magnitude up as opposed to magnitude down. And the Verizon problem was that with this solar flare, the first one, they get a lot of downlink from satellite. And that satellite had to be switched over to another one because it burnt it up. Back over to you, Jim Ferguson. This is N9GTO, your sidekick.
Roger, Roger. Might be some traffic out there. If there's another station trying to get in, go ahead. This is KC9VKV, and we'll be having the Qso-Vlog net coming up shortly on this frequency. Go ahead, station, if there's one out there. Must have been my mistake.
Did you hear that station through my station?
I heard some kind of garbage well below you, but something moving around down there.
Oh, it's going to be below me, that's for sure. So, how is your day today?
Well, all in all, it's probably too early to tell, but all indications are that it's going to be a pretty good day. You know, I got my fingers crossed, and we'll just have to see how it goes. Right now, I'm kind of loading up my SDRs.
Okay. Well, with that said, I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about some stuff. I have got a friend, Mac, GCL, that lives in an assisted living home, and he's got a SB220 running on 110, and he was having RF big time. So I went over, and how I thought this, I have no idea why I thought it, but I took a 10 kVA doorknob and put it on the back of his amplifier, and I ran through the doorway, taped it to the floor, ran the wire to the water pipe, and put a stainless lamp around it. Well, to sum it all up, the RF went away. Not sure why, but the RF went away.
I need an audio check.
So maybe somebody can tell me what the hell's going on.
Roger, Roger, you were cutting in and out there a little bit. I don't know if that was your switch or what, but and I was getting a little white noise. So I would dump the carrier and just do the 500 watts. I think it would be quieter.
All right, let's do this. Let's bring it up even better. Let's do that. Let's go to full legal limit. How are you copying me now?
All right, why don't you tell me about your antenna system there for a couple of seconds and let me get a level.
Okay. This button goose up. I am transmitting on a 7760 ICOM and 200 watt output. I'm running it through an Mtron 2000. It's got steel tubes in it, and the antenna is a full wave loop tied on the side of the woods where the grass is. And it's up about, I don't know, so many feet up in the air, and it's 30-something feet wide, about 30-something feet down, and 30 feet in the middle. There is a homemade 2-to-1 balun, custom made by Mike. I went over to Mike's radio room and got the cores out of something that he had from the 60s. built that, and on an AM, I don't have any heating anymore. So I don't like those kinds of balance. I like the real deal Holyfield. I prefer an LC network with a roller inductor and vacuum variables. I call a balance.
Roger that. Okay, so I just about got Georgia up here. Yeah, I've got Georgia back up now, and make sure. This thing has been changing frequency for some reason. I'm not real sure why. Let's see. This is a KC9VKV with just a heads up. The regular Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net will be starting in 20 minutes at 3:30 on this frequency.
Jim, 2 meters and 440 and recording everybody, and me and you were talking all over the Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio. Do you remember that?
No, I'm doing what now? Repeat one more time.
When me and you were on 2 meters and 440, okay? VHF, UHF. You were talking all over 300 to 500, 600 miles when the conditions was available, and I wanted you off there. And you said, wait a minute, I want to get off there. And I said, yes, I want you off there. I want you on HF. And you said, okay. And we loaded your car up with radios and amp and double bazookas and wire to make dipoles out of. I'm just curious. I know you've not been feeling good lately. I'm just curious if you remember, was it the date, like 2010 or 9, that you started recording? Over?
Actually, 2016.
I thought I seen some 2 meter stuff dated back before that. Did I not?
Possibly 14, but mostly it started about 215, 216, right in there.
Okay, so the Qso-Vlog HF is now celebrating its 10-year anniversary.
Oh, that's a Roger, and 3,700 Qso-Vlog air check recordings. And I would say of the 3,700, 3,000 are transmitter setups. So in last 10 years, we've done 3,000 transmitter setups.
Okay, I know that you start. This is a Qso. We're in Qso right now. And then GTO at KC9VKV, and it was 310. We missed it by a minute 35 seconds. It's 311, 311 by 39, 40. Just for ID purposes only. Go ahead, Joe.
Roger. Aaron, I'm starting to bring up my SDRs now because, SDRs have all kinds of limits and this and that and the other thing, and so I can't bring them up early, or it starts on my 1 hour of time. So I'm trying to start them later, so they stay up later before they dismiss themselves because of the time spent. And it's usually an hour. Sometimes it's shorter. It says, in activity, we're going to cut you off after 20 minutes. So anyway, you just got to deal with these guys as best you can, Roger.
Contact.
Yeah, talking about audio, your audio's a little bit muddy. Jim, you're great. No problem hearing you and copying you, but the other gentleman's audio's a little bit muddy and a little bit much on the bass. All right, that's about it. K4OLH down here in Georgia.
K4OLH. Did that make it better there?
Yes, sir, much better.
Okay, there you go. The EQ is flat on this. This is a Sennheiser 441, the same microphone, the kind of mic that Paul Harvey used. And that's what I'm transmitting on now. I'm trying to get away from all that prosthetic audio. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. right, yeah, Sennheiser's a good mic. I got one over here, too. All righty, I'm going to leave y'all alone, let y'all get back to it. I just thought I'd throw that in there. All right, take care, Jim. Good to hear you. K4, OLH.
Roger, OLH 73, sir. If you get a chance, join us back in the show, man. We'd love to hear you. Get a good recording of it. I got a little bit now, but I mean, we could advance the cause of audio there later on if you wanted to check in and kibitz a little bit. 73 for now. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net time coming up 15 minutes from now at 3:30 on this frequency.
So, Jim, how is everything doing with you and Teresa and Teresa's family? I hope everything's going good. And I see some changes around there. I know you've got your full-wave loops. No, magnetic loops. I'm sorry, 10-foot magnetic loops that you got the hard line from for me. I believe you're using that hard line, and I've still got a ton more to give away. Over.
Oh, Roger. Yeah, it does really good for 10-foot vertical magnetic loops. It holds its outline by itself. I only have to. Well, I'm supporting it vertically, so I've got to support it at the top of the loop, and then I use a spreader on the halfway point at the horizontal to keep it open. But that stuff is once you get it spread out like that, and the kinks worked out, that holds its circle aspects really, really well.
Well, good deal. Well, anyway, I was going to tell you. Pete Jenkins, he is with a company that does all of Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, Nashville. They do the state police microwave stuff, and they replace the coax and antennas. They're specialists in coax and antennas. And he's given me several spools of, maybe 50 feet, 100 feet, 200 feet, small stuff. He just rolls it up and takes it up, 7/8 inch and a 7/8, whatever it is. It just keeps getting bigger. I mean, you got some 2 and 5/8, but not, I don't have no big, maybe 100-foot spool. But I put the spools in the pole barn, back in the pole barn on the other property. And the old stuff, I just leave it out in the back barn of the 100-year-old barn there on the where the donkey and horse was. I just leave it on a skid in there, and just people want to make loops out of them. They're great for that.
Oh, Roger that. Yeah, that's just it's great stuff for. Whatever you want to do. I mean, it's just just perfect. And I tied the center conductor and the ground together to make it one loopy kind of thing there. And I'm trying to get into PA right now. Let's see what that said. Hang on just a minute here. Okay, so I'm in a I'm standing by to get into PA SDR. So it says.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I don't like Michael's new program. It is totally not likable to me, and I have sent him the new SDRs, the cheaper ones that with that program that he was running before. I sent him 3 of the dongles, and I said, Mike, I know Mike and Tanya personally. I've been to Hamfest with them. And I said, Mike, he lives on a 40-acre farm, by the way. He's a big shot with some big company. And, man, does he have got a sound studio, a radio studio, this studio, that studio, a bulldozer, a backhoe, a payloader, a bus, and an antenna system that goes up 120 feet, military. He's got a place. They don't have any kids, but he's got a place going on. But I asked him to put another site up so that dumbass me enjoys it. Over.
Oh, Roger, Roger. See, he doesn't want to change back to the SDR that he, internet program that he was running.
Well, I've asked Tanya to talk to him and his wife, and to convince him that there is elderly hams that don't want to go through all the. There's just so much. It's not, if you got a big screen computer, and sometimes it don't load up right. You have to fight with that damn thing, and then sometimes you get kicked off. Look at it, and then sometimes it'll wind up on the 11-meter band receiver.
Yeah, Roger, Roger. Well, you just never know, I guess. Let me see. Give me a shout here. I'm going to try to see if Kentucky SDR comes up.
All right. Lights that Verizon had up there in their main feeders, and they had to go to another satellite to get their phone stuff up in the northeast corner running again.
Roger. Okay, I got my Kentucky up. Let's see here. Tell me about what you like best about that radio you're running.
What you like best about that radio you're running? Well, I've got it's got a 10-foot off of it, the face, the huge furs. It's big. It's a big, nice radio, and I enjoy using this more than I do the Anon 8000 DLE because that's all. My eyes I just get aggravated looking at the screen. But I've had it on many times on other bands where I'll dedicate an 80 meter to it and use it as a receiver while I'm on 40. So, or whatever, 160 and have 80 going and so forth. But my primary AM transmitter is the 4-400s modulating the 4-1000. And it's got a nighttime switch that allows me to run a legal emit 375 to 1500 watt peak, and then it's got it's got a daytime switch for the low stuff, and it's got the nighttime switch, which it'll do 1,000 watt carrier and 4,000 watt peak, and got the 833s as well as the 4-400 screen modulated, and I still have the two Johnson Viking Valiants, the 1 and the 2. That's been highly modified with the speech amp transformer. We took all the tubes out of it and gutted it, put the speech amp transformer in it, and now we run a rack gear into it. So, but that's what's going on right here. I'm sure you got around all the SDRs. What are we sounding like on the SDRs? Over.
It sounded pretty good. Might come up about maybe 5 or 10% on audio level, Roger.
Okay, I'm doing that now.
All right, so talk to me now.
I had to turn my monitor down, Jim. Had turned the monitor down. I can bring it up more if you would like. Over.
I think that's looking pretty good. Maybe just a tad of treble EQ, just a click more of treble EQ.
I'm maxed out.
Okay, pull back off mic about 1 inch further than where you are.
Roger, 1 inch, and now I'm speaking into the side of the Sennheiser, and at 90 degrees. What do you say?
Yeah, I think that does it right there. And I'm still hanging out to get into PA. So, but I got everything else except for, let me see here. I'm gonna worry about that. All right, so things are moving along rather well. Do I sound all right to you?
Yeah, beautiful. You're 100% audio. The EQ, the bandwidth, everything. Your 2.9 band. Hold on. And this thing's not okay. Here we go. I need to stop squeezing this thing so much. Everything's beautiful. What was I going to say? Oh, I have two E-class rigs. I was going to zip them back to KBW, who is the Hammond W1QX, is the founder of the E-class rigs. Each MOSFET is around $2.28, $2.29, $2.29 or 40 cents. And with the pulse width modulator, all solid state, and the E-class, it will rock and roll. I've got a 12 fetter and a 24 fetter, and the thing will rock and roll, but it doesn't like SDR. Boy, if you got a weak jumper, anything, you better make sure it's really good and resonant. 50 ohms at 1-to-1. Otherwise, you're liable to pop 4 or 6 MOSFETs in a heartbeat. What say you?
Doesn't sound like a good day to me. This is a KC9VKV with just a heads up. The regular afternoon Qso-Vlog net will be starting in 5 minutes at 3:30 on this frequency.
Jim, the bottom line is that I love this stuff. My family and me doing some beta testing. It was a purchase for the 40th anniversary. We've been married 40 years.
Well, a happy 40th there.
And you've been married 43 or 44.
Roger on that.
I believe it's more than that. I think it's way more than that.
Well.
Oh, boy. Well, anyway, man, I've been seeing a ton of posts. You have been posting stuff. Is that normal? You're not doing it since we talked? I'm seeing about 6 or 7, 8 new posts on YouTube.
Yeah, Roger. Well, see, I try to get all that stuff uploaded by Thursday night. And I got waylaid there behind schedule, so I had to kind of double up to clear, by today.
Wow. Okay. Well, it makes sense to me. Like I said, boy, I tell you, I will say one thing about the full wave loop. The noise level right now is nothing.
Yes, sir. And I've been playing around with my number 3 loop. I've got one at 0 degrees. I've got the other at 90 degrees. And this third 10-foot loop I've been experimenting with as far as noise is concerned, not the geographic phasing of it, like you would normally think a scanner. I run those loops as scanners, manual operated scanners, and that number 3, I've been working it just for a noise situation and minimal noise, and it's amazing. I can get almost 18 dB of noise reduction, a cancellation out of that loop.
Roger. And you're using the homebrew capacitor that you made out of 2 cans from Kroger's. And mine is 10 feet in circumference and 7/8, just like yours. And what is his name? Zulu Mike Charlie. K4 ZMZ Donald Gary. Me and him built that. He's a plumber. And he used to be on 2 meters a lot with us, but we need to pray for him. He's taken ill, and I'm not sure if he's still with us. But he was the one that said, Lou, we need to take the vac. I had a spare chassis of an amp, and he said, take that Jennings vacuum variable out there, and let's take a drill motor and take it apart, strap it on it, and that way we can change frequencies. Man, I tell you what, that thing will handle 1,500 watt carrier, no problem.
Oh, Roger. Well, I brought down at the end where they come together, they overlap each other about 8 inches to a foot, and they're spaced out from each other a little bit. And I used tie wraps a lot down there to, solidify that those two ends. Roger.
We used PVC. We slid it over it to give it the rigidity. And we took a wire brush from a grinder, cleaned up the black stuff off of it, tied the center and the conductor. Then we flattened it out in a vise, drilled a hole in the middle, and mounted it that way. It's a beautiful build. It's in a nice 8 by 8 inch, 6 inch deep NEMA rated plastic gray box. So it works quite well.
Roger, I can't get my open to open.
Jim, do you want to hear the loop now?
Yay, I got it open. Okay, gotta go.
Let's rock and roll.
And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor, Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. And I'm Net Control. If at any time during this net should an emergency arise, please notify Net Control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our Qso-Vlog network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the best sounding station possible. Long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very low, poor mic equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the Qso-Vlog network with the phrase, if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. And today, we're currently featuring over 3,700 Qso-Vlog aircheck recordings. And you can access these recordings by going to YouTube and doing a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. And we also have a newer series called KC9VKV Highlights. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. These are some of our less technical and more human nature philosophical kinds of QSOs. That's KC9VKV, followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. Both KC9VKV Logbook and KC9VKV Highlights are segments of our main YouTube homepage of Jim's Radio Story, where we celebrate a 50-year career in radio broadcasting. A 50-year journey from a 5-watt pirate radio station as a 12-year-old to production director of a major 50,000-watt AM broadcast facility. And the thing that makes this truly a unique story is that I have all the actual masters from all along the way. Over 2,600 shows, including many full-length major music concerts and radio documentaries. You'll have to check it out and subscribe. Jim's Radio Story on a YouTube search. Our mission statement for the Qso-Vlog network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher level of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 5 Internet SDR receivers, monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Virginia specifically, and in addition we're running our newer number 5 Hocus Pocus Internet SDR receiver, loaded with 50 additional pre-programmed Internet SDR locations spread out over 20 states across the eastern half of the United States, trying to get the best copy from our 100-watt friends. Now, the audio from these 5 SDR receivers comes up on the 6th position rotary selector. Also on this selector is our local receiver audio. And today, our local receiver is running 3 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas. One aimed at 0 degrees, one aimed at 90 degrees, and the number 3 is aimed at 134 degrees. These are run as a directional scanner array with a manual voting system 6th position rotary selector. Also today on the transmit side, we'll be running our no SWR, specially oriented resonant tuned dipole antenna. One leg of this resonant tuned dipole antenna runs broadside to Montreal, Canada. The other leg runs broadside to Miami, Florida. As we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. Also today we'll be running our input source indicator, so when we switch from an Internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube Qso-Vlog video. And as we come together for another Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today. Let all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations QSA5 to be understood by all. And as we pray for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. We pray that you will protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history, with dark clouds all around, we pray that you will reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters. And, through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. To continue, since this part of the band has mini-nets trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all stations checking into our Qso-Vlog net to keep their bandpass to no wider than 100 to 2900. And again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. And now, with all that being said, let's open it up and check in and see if our Elmer's out there. N9GTO. Lou, you got a copy?
Got a great copy on your 30 over.
Roger. Well, what's happening today, man?
Not a whole lot. Just enjoying the beautiful day here in the house in the radio room. And I've got several transmitters on different bands, AM, and checking some things out, burning in some new tubes. Was able to get several 4-400s new old stock from RF Parts for my anniversary and birthday and Christmas, all within 4 months. So I'm very happy about that. The kids and the wife and the father-in-law I decided after 40 years it's time to make me smile. So back over to you, Jim, and we need to talk about that bird, the word of the bird word.
Yes, sir. Well, let's see. Let's do a dry rehearsal. Now, this, unfortunately, there's no money involved here, but, you know, you might find it interesting, and other folks might find it interesting. The question is, what is another name for a transmitter short-out stick? Let's see here. You know, I was calling it the S-stick, because that's what it was labeled inside the thing. And I thought that meant the is stick, you know, but it means a short stick, I guess. But anyway, so the question is, what's another name for it, Roger?
It's called a chicken stick.
Well, that's one, but there's another one that's maybe the exact name that it needs, Roger.
Well, I really don't know that. Let's turn it over to our listeners. Does anybody know?
Anybody out there got another name for the shorting stick inside the transmitter when you go break the interlock and you have to go inside, you kill everything, and then you have a short stick to go around and make sure everything's dead before you are. And it has a particular name other than a short stick. And like I say, mine was in the cabinet was labeled S stick, and I thought that meant whatever stick, but it really meant short stick. But there's another name for it, so if anybody out there knows the other name, come on back.
With that not being heard, so I'm thinking chicken stick, short stick, hot stick. How about hot stick?
No, we'll go to it. It's called a Jesus stick. And can you imagine? You know, obviously, the bigger the transmitter, the bigger the bang, so to speak. So, in one of those 5 kW, 10 kW transmitters, you know, you got the power off, and then you start with this short stick, kind of hitting certain places to make sure they're grounded, and all of a sudden you hit one that wasn't grounded, and it goes pow, and you say Jesus. And that's how it got its name, I'm sure, Roger.
Oh, Roger. Well, Jim, I also remember the time that when people would come down the road on 2 meters, they'd get a big signal from my location in Clarksville, where we used to live. The son still lives there. And, Jim, you came over with your AT-HT with no antenna and walked around and went right to the window, below the window in the assistant chief of Clarksville Police Department. And he had a big server and there was all kinds of stuff, and it was emitting it through the power lines like a current node oscillator. And nobody was home that day, and after you left, I pulled his meter, and the problem went away. So, and there were several components doing that current node. That's what they use in campus on AM radio stations, is they power up the distribution of stuff, and it goes throughout the campus and in the electrical system, and that's called a current node oscillator. Over.
Roger. Okay, let's move along here and see, get to work here, and maybe find some folks that need some assistance. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Give me a shout.
That solar flare is not doing us good, Jimmy.
Roger, I'm copying you very well up on PASCR.
Roger, I'm copying you very well up on PASCR.
Well, good. That's good. I'm not sure what's going on, but when I was talking to Borgie, and I was checking into the noontime form, and if you guys, with a rice burner, whatever you got, if it's a kilowatt amplifier, if it's just a 100-watt radio, make sure you're running 1/4 of the carrier and modulating the rest. And check into the noontime form on 7295 at 1 p.m. every day. So Monday through Friday. It's a beautiful check-in net, and I just want to encourage everybody to remember run 1/4 of the power, and that way you won't burn stuff up, and you can enjoy some really good time AM radio. But to sum it up there, Jim, Borgie went from a 30 over in Indianapolis, where ZUL was in northern Ohio, and he was running a big broadcast station, and at one time he was 30 over, and then a minute later he was 7 over with Borgie giving me the bigger signal. Over.
Roger, roger. All right. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, we are recording also, so if you wanted to get a recording of your radio or get it set up or assisted setup, this is the place. So KC9VKV listening.
This is the place. So KC9VKV listening.
Kilo 9, Foxtrot, Alpha Alpha.
Foxtrot Alpha Alpha, roger, what's the name there?
Foxtrot Alpha Alpha, roger, what's the name there?
Jim, the name here is Fred, Foxtrot Radio Echo Delta. Not too far away from you. I'm here in Bloomington, Indiana, just up the road a little bit.
Roger, roger, Fred. What radio are you running today, sir?
Roger, roger, Fred. What radio are you running today, sir?
It's a Yaesu. It's an FTDX 1200. It's about 13 years old. And then I'm feeding that into a Palstar amp, which is the LA1K, and getting somewhere around 700 watts amp. Over.
Roger, roger, Fritz. So probably not an adjustable transmit bandwidth. You're probably fixed at a, 2.7 or somewhere in there?
At a, 2.7 or somewhere in there?
I've got it set right now at 100 to 2900, which is, I think, what you were suggesting. Over.
Absolutely, absolutely. I didn't know a radio of that age. You're saying 12 years old would have that option, but that's exactly correct. If you want to operate that transmitter in the best possible light as far as audio frequency response, you want to be in that 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth TBW, and that will allow you full frequency response capability within its possibilities, and then give you just a slice of daylight to keep you out of other people's conversations, Roger.
Daylight to keep you out of other people's conversations, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that, Jim. Yeah, I've been playing around with it over the years, just based on feedback that I've received from other operators, and watching various YouTube videos. I wanted to talk to you and different suggestions, and I just to you because I've used an expert here. If there's anything I could tweak in the change it at all. Over.
Roger, roger. Now, gosh, I'm not sure what was happening, but I was getting a little buffeting on my PA SDR, and so I went down to my local receiver, and everything is copacetic. So it is an SDR anomaly for whatever reason. I'm not real sure. I'll have to check that later. It could be if you're up in that area, you might be overloading their SDR. I'm not real sure, but you're clean as a whistle on my local antenna. So there you go, 7300. And so if you're interested in that setup, we verify that you are in that 100 to 2900 transmit band mode. And then there are some folks that say, why do that, whatever. But if that's one of those aspects that are not fully used by a lot of folks. They don't know about the transmit bandwidth, and that's very important when you start a setup, that you unleash the capability of the transmitter in the beginning. So as you do things, that's going to work. If you're in some kind of a ragged 500 to 2.5 kilohertz bandpass, you can play with EQ all you want, but you're not going to get anything because, you've already specified in the transmit bandwidth notation there that you wanted not to be in that full bandwidth location. So anyway, 100 to 2900 is absolutely correct to be in, and then we move to your compressor processor, and that would be on at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, depending on how your compressor processor is labeled. So it's 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, Roger?
Okay, Jim. I'm all in agreement with the 100 to 2900, especially if I'm in a rag chew and just a casual conversation. I might tighten it up just a tad, maybe 200 to 2800 if I'm trying to bust through, and then turn the compressor on. Right now, the compressor is not on. I usually don't run it because I'm getting good feedback without it, but I can throw it on here for you and see if it makes a difference, makes it any better or any worse. Over.
Roger, yeah, go ahead and do that. Now, what we've got set up is options that can run all the time. You got to think about things, like maybe your DX stations. Okay, so all them stations are pretty much the same. They're up against the wall on treble EQ, and 150% modulation, splatter, whatever, trying to get through, But think about this. The areas that they're not using in the audio spectrum, what if you had signals in there? So what I'm saying is, if your signal was basically flat, but with, you're talking about 80 to 85% of modulation, which is nice and healthy, but you're leaving a little room for the words to wiggle. And what I'm saying there is that every word has to have a life. And if that word is pushed up against the wall where there is no dynamic range, then it's very hard to even hear what that word was in the clear, let alone being engulfed in 5,000 transmitters. So the point is, if you occupy frequency spectrum areas that there are no competition, then the possibility of you being heard is much higher. Roger, Roger?
Yeah, Roger that, Jim. I just turned on the compressor, and so I'm running that at about 30%, 30 out of 100, like you said. And the audio gain is also at 30. And now I'm pushing the ALC meter just a little bit more, and just actually a little bit past the max. So I suspect the audio is a little brighter. Over.
Okay, so what you want to do after you get to that compressor processor in there, sounds really good, is to go to the ALC meter with mic gain in hand, and as you say the word audio, don't stress it, just say it like you would say any other word in a QSO, but adjust your mic level until your ALC meter is running 7 or 2/3. That's the sweet spot for that meter, 7 or 2/3 on your ALC meter. As you say the word audio, don't stress it. Again, just say it like you would a normal word in the QSO. And what makes this so easy is that you're setting a tone on a meter with a steady tone, not words. Words are very difficult to get that level just right, but a tone is, and particularly I took the word audio, because if you look at that word on a spectrum analyzer, it's just wall-to-wall harmonics, which makes it an ideal word to use to set a level. So you become a human test tone generator, and then you adjust your mic level until your ALC meter is in that sweet spot of 7 or 2/3. Roger?
Okay, Jim, Roger, stand by here. I'll do a few audios, and I've got to reduce that just a little bit. Audio. Let me reduce it a little bit more. Audio. Okay, I'm running about 2/3 audio. I've got it set now. The mic gain is now all the way down to 22, Roger.
Roger, okay, so you bring that up to about a 25, just for kicks, 25, and tell me about your antenna system, Roger, for about 10 seconds, Roger.
Okay, Jim, roger that. Yeah, I've got the antenna I'm running. Roger that. Roger that. Yeah, I've got the antenna I'm running now. It's fed. It's one of my antennas. It's a configuration. It starts off at around 15 feet up, and then it runs about 45 feet up into the trees, and it's just unbelievable what this antenna has done for me. You wouldn't think an NFED would do as much as it does, but I get all kinds of good reports and have gotten out really well with it. Back to you, Jim.
Roger. Okay, so now let's go to your EQ page. If you can, your EQ page. Roger, Roger.
Yeah, roger that. Stand by, Jim. Okay, Jim, I'm ready to mess around here with the equalizer. Go ahead.
Okay, what kind of equalizer is it? Is it a 3-band, 8-band, 16-band?
It has 3 options. Well, I don't have an external equalizer. This is just the parametric settings within the menu on the radio itself. So yeah, I've got one that's set around 200, another one that's set around 900, and then another one I have set around 2400, I believe. Now those are variable, and then the level and the bandwidth is adjustable as well. So those are the settings I'm looking at here on the menu on the radio, Roger.
Roger, Roger. Now, some radios refer to a P-PAL set of EQ controls when you have your compressor processor on. So I'm assuming that you do not have a set of P-PAL equalizer in that radio, Roger?
Oh, I do. I have a separate set for when the equalizer is on, and a separate set for when compressor, excuse me. A separate set for when the compressor is off. So I can look at either set, Jim.
Roger, Roger. Okay, we want to look at the P-PAL set of controls that are in effect when you have your compressor processor on. Okay, so the mid-range EQ2, we want that to be flat or off. We want to preserve the intelligibility and the aspects of the mid-range audio, so we want that EQ control to be off or plus or minus 0. Roger?
Okay, Jim, roger that. Stand by. I'm going to turn those to 0.
So that would be just one. The EQ, I'm assuming you only had 3 EQs. Number 2 is your mid-range EQ. Roger, Roger?
That's a roger, Jim, and I just adjusted the mid-range values to flat. Over.
Yes, sir. Okay, so then let's go to treble EQ3, and if you can put in a frequency, we want 2.7 kilohertz. 2.7 kilohertz is the ideal push frequency on your treble EQ. So 2.7 kilohertz, if you can get that in there. Roger?
Okay, Jim, we must be of like mind because that's where I had it preset. Over.
Yes, sir. Okay, and then if you have a shaper, we want that on a 4 shape. Number 4 shape. Roger?
Okay, I'm not sure what shape means to you. I have 2 adjustments here. I have level and I have bandwidth. Over.
Bandwidth is what you want there. That's associated with EQ3, Roger. So you have a 4. You can put that in a 4 on that 2.7.
Okay, stand by. Let me see what the range is here on the bandwidth. Over.
4, it should be 0 to 9 or somewhere in there. So what we need is a 4, Roger.
Okay, yeah, it was the range was 10, so I've got it set at 4 now. Over.
Roger, Roger. And we want to come up, let's see, what is the current push on that equalizer at the moment?
Stand by. Okay, Jim, on that setting I can go -20 to +10. Right now I have it on 6. Roger?
All right, so just scurry that one up to a +10 for the moment. +10 on that 2.7, Roger?
Okay, that one's on +10 right now, Jim. How am I sounding?
Yes, sir. What you want to do is be sure to keep your proximity to microphone as best you can consistent. Very important that you address the microphone similarly each time, so we know what we're doing there. So what would you say? You're about 3 inches away, Roger?
Yeah, Roger, Jim. I'd say about 3, 4 fingers here. I've got skinny fingers, so I'm going to say, yeah, about 3 inches is about right. Go ahead.
Okay, so let's go to that bottom end and do a little EQ there. We're looking at that EQ1, your bass frequency. What is the current reading of that frequency and push?
Okay, that one, the bass frequency on that is 200. I've got the level on that at a -2, and the bandwidth at 3. Over.
Roger. Okay, so let's make the bandwidth 4. Make the bandwidth 4, and then to flat on your EQ1. Flat and 4 width. Roger.
The level's at 0 and the width is 4. How am I sounding, Jim?
Okay, you were thin coming in, so you need to be consistent, again, with the proximity to your microphone, because as you move back off that microphone, not only does the level fall off, but the bass frequency falls off also. So you have to be very consistent. If you want a consistent output, you have to be very consistent as to the way you address the mic consistently. Roger?
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I'll get some duct tape here and some kind of a spacer, and I'll put this thing exactly 3 inches in front of my mouth so I'm consistent. I tried not to move this time, Roger.
Roger. I would come in just a little bit closer. I would come into about 2 inches. And do you happen to have a foam windscreen on that mic?
Yeah, Jim. Yeah, a little closer now. And yes, I do. I have a foam windscreen on the mic. Over.
Okay, so you're kind of thinning out, and then you get fuller. So I'm not real sure that you're being received consistently on that mic. I would say with a windscreen, a foam windscreen on that mic, you should be able to address that mic head in about 2 inches off that mic. So just 2 inches in front of you, consistently. Roger?
Okay, Jim, got it. 2 inches, and yeah, maybe I need to make some adjustments to my vocal cords here. They're probably varying too,
It sounds like you might be turning your head, or you might be moving your mouth down off mic a little bit. It really does show, though. It could be fuller. So try to concentrate on not looking left or right when you're addressing the microphone. You're just kind of right there in that mic, not moving your head very much. Roger?
Okay, Jim. Yeah, I'm not moving a muscle, and I'm right in front of the mic, and I have no idea why it's giving you the ups and the downs that it is. Over.
Roger. Now that looked really good. That looked absolutely perfect. So it is possible. The thing is, what we would suggest is some folks have peaky voices, and that is that about every third word they come up for a couple of rounds of volume, and then they kind of fall off a little bit, and then they come back up. But what you want to do is be consistent. So what I'm suggesting is that you leave your ALC meter out. So, I mean, you've got to have something to do as you talk to your friends and neighbors around the world. So you leave your ALC meter out, and you're concentrating on the sweet spot, which is 7 2/3. And the game is to try to keep your voice right in that sweet spot as much as possible. Roger?
Yeah, Roger that, Jim. I think getting closer to the mic is probably the key here, and I'm really only about an inch away from it right now, and that might help. Over.
Yes, sir. That's beautiful. I would take that right now. So tell me about the best thing you like about your radio, Roger.
Yeah, okay, Jim. Well, like I said, it's an old radio. It's about 12, 13 years old. But what I like about it is it has lots of buttons on it, lots of knobs and lots of buttons. And, these newer radios now are mostly menu-driven. So it's kind of nice just to have the knobs and the buttons to play with. And I still kind of like that on these older radios. Over.
Roger. Sounds just beautiful. I think you'll love it. You go to YouTube, do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. Will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3700, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Okay, Jim. Well, thanks a lot. This has been a pleasure. I sure hope that you've enjoyed this as much as I have. Roger?
Roger. Well, it's always a pleasure with a positive outcome, Roger.
I hear you, Jim. Yeah, well, thanks again. I'm going to listen along here now, see what else you got going there. And Lou, if you're still there, N9GTO, good to hear you too. I don't know if we've ever talked, but I've heard you on 7295. A couple of times on AM, and you're always sounding good. I think you're pretty close here too, aren't you?
Yes, I am in southern Indiana and the western part of, on the other side of Floyd Knobs in Floyd County, overlooking Louisville. And by the way, your signal's impeccable.
Oh, thanks, Lou. I appreciate the feedback there. I always rather receive flowers than a lump of coal, so thanks again, Jim, KC9VKV, I'll say 7-3 and listen along. This is K9FAA, Fred, Bloomington, Indiana. Over.
Roger, Fred, 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday. We'd love to have you. This is the Friday afternoon, Qso-Vlog net, N9GTO, Lou, my Elmer's with me.
Well, hello, everybody. And I want to remind everybody that we did have a solar flare M1.3, and it's so far we've had pretty good luck, and Jim's been able to hear us all around the country on his SDRs. So with that, if you've got a radio you want to check out, give Jim a shout.
Hey, Jim, W6SFG.
Station calling, come back, SFG, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Okay, W6 Sierra Foxtrot Golf. Just wanted to check, I sent you an email, I think about a week ago or something, but I didn't hear any response from you, so I'm not sure that you got it.
Roger, I'm not sure what that was. What was that about?
Well, if you didn't get it, you wouldn't know what it was about. Anyway, just check your email, and it will be from W6. Well, actually, it'll be from bruce.braun@gmail.com. Anyway, just wanted to say good afternoon to you, Jim, and I'm not going to stay in here today. This is W6 Sugar Foxtrot Golf, W6 San Francisco Giants.
Roger, what's the name?
The name is Bruce, over.
All right, Bruce, 73 to you, sir. Thanks for dropping by. If you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in the series of 3700, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Well, I know what my audio sounds like, Jim, and I've heard a couple of the recordings that you have made. So anyway, when you get a chance, check your email. W6SFG will be clear.
Roger. 73, sir. Catch you later. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Roger, Roger. My PASDR is gone bunkers, and I'm not really sure why that is. But anyway, I can't operate on it right now, not enough time. So station, try one more time. I'll move around and see if I can get a better copy on you, Roger.
Kilo Echo 9, Echo November. Kilo Echo 9, Echo November.
Was that Echo November?
Kilo Echo 9, Echo November.
Roger, Roger. What's the name there?
Rick, Romeo India Charlie Hotel. I'm in
Romeo India Charlie Hotel. I'm in Southern Illinois, Southern India Lima.
Roger, Roger, Rick. Well, I'm using my Kentucky SDR up around Cincinnati for copying the mail on you. I do not have a good copy on my local 7300. But if you're interested in the setup, the first thing is to double check to be sure you're in that wide 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth. 100 to 2900 on your transmitter. And what radio is that you're running, Rick?
On your transmitter, and what radio is that you're running, Rick?
I'm running a ICOM 7100, 7100.
Roger, and what's your location, sir?
Roger, and what's your location, sir?
Southern Illinois, Southern India Lima.
Oh, Roger that. So anyway, what is the age of that radio? Is that a newer radio or an older radio?
The age of that radio, is that a newer radio or an older radio?
It's new. It's a 10-year. The ICOM 71 come out, I think, about a decade ago, but to me is brand new, fresh out of the box, brand new on the first phone record.
Yeah, Roger, Roger. So if it has a selectable bandwidth, transmit bandwidth, we're looking for 100 to 2900. It's called wide 100 to 2900 on the transmit bandwidth, Roger.
Wide 100 to 2900 on the transmit bandwidth, Roger.
Yeah, I only have 3 tunes. I've got narrow, wide, and it currently is on wide. It is currently on wide.
Excellent, excellent. So then move to your compressor processor on at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. We're just looking for a skosh of compression with finesse. So a 3, once you pass a 3 on your compression, a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, once you go past those, it starts to suck up between words. And sucking up between words doesn't do anybody any good and does irritate some people. So we have found that a 3 is a nice level for your compressor processor. 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, Roger?
Your processor, 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, Roger?
Roger on the 3 out of 10, 30 out of 100. I just now said it to 3, to number 3.
Excellent. So then let's move to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand. And as you say the word audio, spoken just as you would speak any other word in a QSO, don't stress it, just say it. And as you say it, adjust your mic level control to where your ALC meter is running in the sweet spot of 7 or 2/3, Roger?
In the sweet spot of 7 or 2/3, Roger?
I'm getting there now. Stand by for just a second. I got to find where to adjust that on here.
This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net, and Rick is trying to find out some stuff about his radio there.
Find out some stuff about his radio there.
All right. As far as my automatic gain control, the only thing that I have, I can adjust the mic gain, of course. But on the AGC, I've either got slow, mid, or fast. And each one of those three, I can adjust as far as like the fast is 0.3, and then mid is 2.0, and I can adjust all of those. So right now it is set on slow at 6.0 F.
Roger. Well, put it in that medium position, Roger.
Roger. Well, put it in that medium position, Roger.
All right, I'm in the medium now, and it is showing 2.0, and I can adjust. As soon as I am key, I will tell you what the range is on that.
He is adjusting AGC, not ALC.
Yes. Do you have? You've got an ALC meter, Roger.
Yes. Do you have? You've got an ALC meter, Roger.
We doubled. You are correct. I was doing the automatic gain control. I'm sorry.
Roger, we need your ALC meter. And as you look at your ALC meter, adjust your mic level control until that meter is in the sweet spot of 7 2/3. As you say the word audio, and don't stress it, just say it as you would say any other word in a Qso, Roger?
Stress it, just say it as you would say any other word in a Qso, Roger?
Roger, okay. Audio.
Did that look about 2/3 on your ALC meter?
Did that look about 2/3 on your ALC meter?
Yes.
Roger. Okay, so tell me about the best thing you like about your radio in about 10 seconds.
Tell me about the best thing you like about your radio in about 10 seconds.
Well, being a new ham, I'm a new old ham. I had my license back in the late 80s and just got back into it. And I guess the difference between this and what I had back then is all I have to do is turn it on. There's not a whole lot of tuning to it. So until I get back into it a little bit farther, I like just to be able to turn it on and see the mic and go.
Roger. And what mic is that you're running?
Roger. And what mic is that running?
It's a HM Hotel mic -151, HM 151.
Roger, is that a hand mic or a desk mic?
Roger, is that a hand mic or a desk mic?
It's a hand mic.
Roger. Okay, so the best way to run that hand mic is pull it to the corner of your lips and talk across it. Do not talk into it. Pull it to the corner of your lips and talk across it. Actually touch the corner of your lips, Roger.
And talk across it. Actually touch the corner of your lips, Roger.
QSL. So I've got with my phone right on my chin, and I'm talking directly across the mic.
Roger, so your level dropped off, and I'm not sure whether that was Mother Nature and signal strength or what. But you actually want to be on the kind of towards the front of the corner of your lips. Don't put it all the way back. I mean, you've got to get some audio in there. But what I'm saying is you don't want to address that mic straight in. So pull it to the corner of your lips, maybe a little bit more forward than where you are, and talk to me some more.
Maybe a little bit more forward than where you are, and talk to me some more.
He has low, mids, and high, just like a 7300 setting.
Yeah, I can't copy him. He's dropped out. Rick, come on back and let me hear you some more there. You've kind of reached a little low ebb there on the propagation, but maybe that'll come up here in a minute. So come on back and talk to me a little bit more.
I can talk to me a little bit more.
All right. Now I'm talking to you back the way that I was initially, as far as basically straight onto the microphone. I'm sure that probably brought my audio up quite a bit, but I don't know if that is good, bad, or indifferent.
Roger. Well, see, the hand mic is susceptible to plosives if you work it straight in. So you might want to go back to the corner of your lips, but come more forward than where you were. You're too far back. So there's a happy medium there. It's about 45-degree angle off to the off to the right or off to the left of center. Try that, and let me listen to you.
They're off to the left of center. Try that, and let me listen to you.
All right,
He
I've
has
got
same
it
tone settings
at
as
the
the
corner of my mouth
7300
now, and about a 45-degree angle to it. Does that sound any better or any worse?
Yes, sir. That sounds very good right there. And what you've done is you've minimized a lot of mouth distortion by working it that way. Roger, Roger.
Mouth distortion by working it that way. Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger. I understand that. Yes, I do.
Okay, so what I would do now, we've made some corrections there. We could go on to your equalization page if you can find that, Roger.
Equalization page, if you can find that, Roger.
I don't believe that I have an equalization page on this radio.
How old is that radio?
Wants to look for transmit tone.
How old is that radio?
I heard another station in there say I need to look for transmit tone. Is that under function or is that under tone control?
I think function.
Or settings, if you have settings.
Or settings, if you have a settings.
He has the same settings as a 7300, just the 3-band EQ has a 7300, same thing.
7300 only has 2-band EQ. Roger.
7300 only has 2-band EQ. Roger.
Okay, that's what he has. He has the same EQ as a 7300.
Roger, Roger. Okay, so Rick, do you find your EQ? It could be tone control or equalization. You know, different manufacturers call things different things, and I don't know really why that is. Because to me, what we're looking for is equalization. You know, to call it tone control, you could do that, but to me it would be more logical to call it equalization page. But what we're looking for is your equalizer. It's a 2-band. It has bass and treble. Roger.
It's a 2-band. It has bass and treble. Roger.
The tone bandwidth for wide, medium, and narrow, but I can adjust all 5 of those that I just mentioned.
Roger, Roger. Just messing with my PA-SDR. That's one of those great radios. The SDR of Milford, PA, is just beautiful usually, but today it's got some problems. I'll have to work on that sometime. So, gosh, Rick, why don't you tell me a little bit more about your antenna system, and let me listen to see where we are at the moment.
My antenna is a inverted resonant on 40 meters. It's up right at about 30 feet to the apex of the V, and both its legs are approximately 1 meter or 3 feet off the ground.
Roger, Roger. Okay, so did you find the tone control, EQ? Did you find that?
Did you find the tone control, EQ? Did you find that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, excellent. So what I want you to do, you cannot put in any frequencies. You just have 2 equalizer controls. One is bass and one is treble. Is that correct?
Equalizer controls. One is bass and one is treble. Is that correct?
Correct. And then I have below that, but as far as the bass and treble, just bass and treble, 2 of them.
Okay, so I'm trying to copy the mail. You're about 2 dB above my noise level, so I'm trying to pull you out there. So what I want you to do is go to +3 clicks boost treble EQ from where you are. +3 clicks boost treble EQ from where you are. Roger?
+3 clicks boost treble EQ from where you are. Roger? Roger, that put me maxed out at the treble of +5. I was at +3, so I could not go +3 more. I could only go 2. I am maxed out at 5 right now on the treble. Roger?
Yes, sir. Roger, roger. Okay, so now let's go to your bass control, and I want you to crank in +3 clicks boost bass control EQ from where you are. +3 clicks boost from where you are on your bass control.
Boost from where you are on your bass control. Okay, there again. I was at +3, so I could only add 2, and that took me to +5, which is the max. +5, which is the max. Roger?
Roger, roger. Okay, so, and also remember about your placement of that mic as you talk into it, and I think that'll be just perfect. I want you to tell me about your antenna system for about 10 seconds. Roger?
Your antenna system for about 10 seconds. Roger? Roger. Well, like I said, it is a 40 meters inverted. About 30 feet, and both legs are a meter or 3 feet off of the ground. Roger?
Roger, roger. I think that's going to do well. I wish I had a better copy on you. You are kind of marginal for doing EQ work. Usually need a little bit better signal, but I think that sounds pretty good, and I think you'll like what we have of you. Roger, roger.
You'll like what we have of you. Roger, roger. Roger, roger. Well, I appreciate all of your time, and I will definitely look tomorrow or the next day on YouTube and see what I sound like compared to what I did whenever I started. And like I said, I appreciate all of your time for not only that you put in towards me, but what you do to every other cam out there. It is greatly appreciated.
Roger, Rick. Now, I want to do one other thing before we leave. I want you to go back to your ALC meter and reset your modulation level, because we have moved around things, and anytime you do anything to the audio chain, you should always go back and double check your modulation. So that's with the ALC meter, as you say the word audio, and adjust your mic level control until your ALC meter is running in the sweet spot of 7 or 2/3. Roger?
C meter is running in the sweet spot of 7 or 2/3. Roger?
So we're back to our ALC meter, and as you say the word audio, spoken just as you would speak any other word in the QSO, adjust your mic level control until your ALC meter is running in the sweet spot of 7 or 2/3. Roger?
ALC meter is running in the sweet spot of 7 or 2/3. Roger?
This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor. Rick, you got a copy there, bud?
Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor. Rick, you got a copy there, bud? On a good audio at the normal QSO speaking.
I'm sorry, we doubled there, Rick. Try again. Go ahead and set your level.
I'm sorry, we doubled there, Rick. Try again. Go ahead and set your level. Yeah, I say I'm right at 75% now on a good audio at normal QSO speaking tone and volume. Right at about 75%. Roger?
Roger, roger. Okay, keep keep in mind where you're talking to that microphone as far as your lips are concerned. Try to be as consistent as you can there. And what I would do is, again, I would leave that ALC meter out as you're talking, and the game is to try to keep the ALC meter in the sweet spot of 7 2/3 as much as possible, Roger?
Sweet spot of 7 2/3 as much as possible, Roger?
Roger. Yeah, I've got some pretty good anchor points as far as where my microphone is. The microphone is in the corner of my mouth, and then I have the middle knuckle right basically on the tip of my nose. Got very consistent anchor points for my microphone. Roger?
Yes, sir, because what we're doing there is we're setting a 3 dB dynamic range level. And that would put your modulation at 80 to 85% with a 3 dB dynamic range. And if to explain that, if you were at a baseball game and you were calling the game, and for some reason I had a meter attached to your speaker out on your PA system, well, gosh, as you spoke, my meter would be bouncing around there because you're not processing that audio. You're just talking into the PA system. So my meter is going to reflect a 10 dB dynamic range, which is what they say the conversation level is if you're not, working as far as compressing it or modifying it. So, but what we want is a fuller signal for transmit. 3 dB is just as, there's so much noise today that you just need a fatter signal to get down the road. So we have decided that a 3 dB dynamic range is an excellent level versus a 10 dB. So what happens at a 10 dB, you have a 30% peak modulation. But at 3 dB dynamic range, your percent of average peak modulation goes up to 80 to 85%. And that's just beautiful when you're, in heavy noise, QRM, or in a pileup, Roger?
In heavy noise, QRM, or in a pileup, Roger?
Roger. Yes, I do.
Well, Rick, we're about gone here, buddy. Mother Nature has pulled the plug on us, but I think you'll enjoy your recording as much as I could get of you. If you have a chance, maybe join us next Friday, and we'll run through this again. Maybe Mother Nature will have some better stuff for us in store next Friday, Roger.
Stuff for us in store next Friday, Roger.
Roger. Like I said, I do appreciate all that you've done for me and all that you do for everybody else. So I appreciate your time, sir. 73 to you.
Roger. And the options are always a windscreen. Foam windscreen is just a beautiful thing. Sometimes mounting those foam windscreens are more challenging than others, particularly to hand mics. It's possible, you cut a square piece out of your windscreen, your foam windscreen, and then apply it over the mic on your hand mic. That is one way of doing it there, and because I think every mic on the air should have a foam windscreen. It just is a way of taking those wind currents from your mouth, and instead of letting them become distortion on the air, a foam windscreen has the ability to move those wind currents away from the element before it gets to the element. So the microphone only has to translate your voice. It doesn't have to try to process these violent wind sounds that are coming out of your mouth, simultaneously with your audio. So, if you can get a foam windscreen and figure out how to mount it on that hand mic, and your station sound would just come up astronomical, Roger?
Sound would just come up astronomical, Roger?
Yes, I will definitely do that. Being a musician, I am very familiar with what you're referring to as far as the S's and the P's and the different tones that come across the mic that really have the high wind and rasp. I will definitely do that. Actually, I've got a couple of windscreens out in my gig bag, so I will probably step out and grab one and see what it sounds like.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And like I say, the real challenge is to figure out how to do that on a hand mic. The ideal way would be just to slip it over the hand mic. But what happens is you're also slipping it over your key, transmit key, and it could engage your transmitter. So maybe you just want to cut out a square and find out exactly where the element is in that hand mic, and just put it center to that maybe 2-inch square piece of foam. Roger, Roger?
2-inch square piece of foam. Roger, Roger?
Roger, Roger. Yep. I understand.
Excellent. Okay, sir. Let me say 73, a pleasure, and I hope you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and join us next Friday, if you can there, Rick. 73, sir. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net, and my Elmer's there. Elmer, you there, buddy?
Net, and my Elmer's there. Elmer, you there, buddy?
Well, he's stepped away momentarily. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
I got Tequila Mike 4. Come back again slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
I got Tequila Mike 4. Come back again slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
Okay, I got ending in Foxtrot. I need got a couple of things between there after the 4 and before the Foxtrot. If you could repeat those a couple of times.
4 and before the Foxtrot. If you could repeat those a couple of times.
Yes, let me just start from the beginning. It is Kilo Mike 4 Quebec Zulu Foxtrot. Roger.
Quebec Zulu Foxtrot. Roger, Roger. What's the name there?
Quebec Zulu Foxtrot. Roger, Roger. What's the name there?
The name is David Delta Alpha.
Roger, Roger. David, and what's your location, sir?
Roger, Roger. David, and what's your location, sir?
Harvest, Alabama, near the town of Huntsville.
Roger, Roger. And what radio are you running today, David?
Roger, Roger. And what radio are you running today, David?
We're running a Yaesu FTDX 3000.
Ah, Roger that. Well, if you're interested in our setup procedure, is that an older radio or a newer radio?
In our setup procedure, is that an older radio or a newer radio?
It's an older radio. It's about 12 years old there. And I really enjoy listening to you talk to Rick about his. And I just want to find out what time are you guys usually here on Friday, so I can come back and actually go through the process of setting up mine with you. But I won't have time today.
Roger. Well, gosh, I'm not real sure. What was the question again? When I'm going to do what?
I'm not real sure. What was the question again? When I'm going to do what?
What is your usual time for being on the net?
We go from 3:30 till 5. Actually, we go from 3 o'clock till 5, but we do the show from 3:30 straight up till 5 and record all the way. Roger?
Straight up till 5 and record all the way. Roger?
So, Roger. I will try to get in here next Friday when I have time, but I most definitely would like to go through the process of setting this radio up for the best quality sound.
Roger, Roger. All right. So, well, gosh, if you get a chance to join us next Friday, we'd love to have you. Probably ideal time would be like 3:50, 4 o'clock, somewhere in there would be a good time. Roger?
4 o'clock, somewhere in there would be a good time. Roger?
Roger, Roger. I really appreciate it, and like I said, I enjoyed listening to all of the time you were taking and the explanation that you made for all of the adjustments that were done. So you guys have a great day, a most prosperous weekend. May God bless you. This is Kilo Mike 4, Quebec, Zulu Foxtrot 73.
Roger, Roger, David, 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you get a chance, we'll see you next Friday. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Like that. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
So, station calling, I've got you at about dB and a half above my noise level. So it's kind of difficult, but the thing is, if you can copy me, we can probably make it work. What I want you to do is come up on that mic and give me your call sign slowly, phonetically, but right on mic. Roger?
Slowly, phonetically, but right on mic. Roger?
Yeah, I did not copy. Try it again there. This is KC9VKV. The Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net station calling. Come back with your call sign once again, please.
With your call sign once again, please.
Not copying anything right at the moment, so I'm sorry. Mother Nature is is not helping us right now, station calling. So let me say 73 to you. Maybe later on. We got about 20 minutes later on today. If my signal comes up to you, give me a shout if you can. Maybe your signal to me would come up likewise. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Number 8, Romeo, India Mike.
Romeo, India Mike station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Romeo, India Mike station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Okay, KC9VKV, this is Whiskey Bravo number 8, Romeo, India Mike, Lee in Bloomingdale, Ohio.
Was that Lee in Ohio?
Was that Lee in Ohio?
Yeah, Lee, Lima, Echo, Echo, over.
Roger, Roger, Lee, and what radio are you running today, sir?
Roger, Roger, Lee, and what radio are you running today, sir?
This is the ICOM 7300. We set this up with you probably a few months ago, and the only change... Microphone. It's a D104, last production run with the ceramic head in it. I put an amplifier board in it off of eBay that has the bass and treble. And the only thing I did was I had to reduce the mic gain. It's on 15%. Does it sound okay?
Really heavy in the bottom end. I'm on my 7300, so I'm down good to 100 cycles on the bottom side. And you do have a lot of bottom end. What I would suggest is maybe we just run through a couple of things on that 7300. The first thing, obviously, is the transmit bandwidth, TBW. I mean, if you are not in the wide mode of that, 100 to 2900, then you won't be able to realize the upper frequency response capabilities of that radio. So on that 7300, you need to be in the wide 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth. You have 3. Wide is one of them, and that's the one that you want to be in. Roger?
Oh, Roger, I've always been on that. I'm in the bass section of the transmitter here, and I'm on +4. And I just took it down to +1. Did that do anything?
Well, we have a sequence if you'd like to follow along. And it starts off with you getting that radio, your transmitter, in the best possible way, frequency response-wise. And that's to be in that wide 100 to 2900 transmit bandwidth. It allows your transmitter to facilitate the upper frequency response ranges of your audio. And it also gives you just a slice of daylight before you're into somebody else's conversation. So the magic number is 100 to 2900. You'll find that in settings, menu settings, transmit, sideband. In that area is where you'll find your TBW settings. Roger?
Roger, that is where it's at. That's where I run it all the time, 100 to 2900. That's where it's at, over.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so now let's go to your compressor processor. On at a 3. Your compressor for that 7300. On at a 3. Roger?
Okay, that's where it's been. It's on 3, and I'm kicking the ALC up to about, I'm using the S meter as a reference number, up to 7, which is about 3/4 scale, over.
Yes, sir. What we want to do is set that with a special way. And with your hand on your mic gain control, looking at your ALC meter, as you say the word audio, spoken just as you would speak any other word in a QSO, don't stress it, just say it, and adjust your mic level control until your ALC meter is in that sweet spot of 7 or 2/3. It's very easy to set with a steady state tone, which you become the tone. Roger?
Roger, let me try it here. Audio. Okay, that's about 3/4, over.
Yes, sir. That's exactly where you want to be. Now, are you sure that's where it is? I'm just asking because some people take a little longer. You know, the beautiful thing about that word is as long as you can sustain it, you can adjust it. And it's, like I say, it's a steady state tone, so it's very easy to put that in the sweet spot of 7 or 2/3 on your ALC meter. Roger?
Roger, that's where it's at. It was pretty close, so I didn't have to do much, but that's where it's at, over.
Roger, it looks, I'm looking at your audio on a view meter on the output of my 7300, and it looks a little light. So what happens is maybe you are maybe too hot on your audio signal. Maybe you don't, you want to not be quite as loud on that. Think about it as a part of your normal speech pattern level. Roger?
Okay. I'll cut the mic gain back just a tad. Did that do you any good, over?
No, I would go the other way. What is your current mic level at the moment?
13%.
All right, take it up to 23.
Okay, there's 23, over.
Alrighty, and how far off mic are you?
Oh, about 4 inches.
Okay, I would suggest coming up to about 3 inches. And try that consistently for just a little while, and let me hear that, Roger.
Okay, this is about 3 inches right here, over.
Okay, so what happens is as you get closer to mic, your bass comes up and your volume comes up. So now, why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me the best thing you like about your radio.
Okay, well, the best thing I like about it is the panoramic screen on it and the clock. But it's a beautiful display, and I just love it, over.
Roger. Okay, so now let's go to your EQ, your tone control page. It's in that same area that we were discussing, not too far from your transmit bandwidth. It'd be a sideband transmit, Roger?
Okay, I'm there.
Okay, so that's a 2-band EQ. So what do you have as far as numbers on that? What's your treble EQ situation?
Treble is +1.
Okay, and what's your bass?
+1.
Okay, so let's come up there about 3 clicks additional on your treble EQ. 3 clicks boost past where you are currently. Roger?
Okay, there it is. That do anything?
Yes, sir. Pull back 1 you just want to go 2 plus 2 from where you were?
Okay, I'll do.
Okay, so then let's go to your bottom side there, and what's the situation with your bass EQ?
+1.
Okay, are you using the supplied hand mic?
No, I'm using a D104.
Okay, do you have a windscreen on that mic?
No.
Okay, I would suggest at your opportune time that I would get a foam windscreen for that microphone. Would attenuate those wind velocities before they get to your mic element. Roger?
Roger.
Okay, so on that EQ, come up 2 clicks boost on your bass EQ. Roger?
Okay, there it is. How's that?
All right, so what I want you to do now is maybe give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, Roger.
Okay, I got 3 antennas, and I'm on the, let me look, I'm on the end-fed half-wave right now, 130-foot, 80 through 10. And I also have a double extended ZEP for 40 meters, and double extended ZEP for 40 meters, and a cobweb antenna, over.
Roger, sounds pretty good. You got a pretty good low end, a pretty good mid-range, and a pretty good top end. So, gosh, if you would be interested in listening to it, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, it will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,700, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger.
100, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow, Roger.
Okay, Jim, thank you very much for the help, and I'll talk to you again maybe on a different rig. 73s, and thanks for the help.
Roger, sounds really good. Now, I could suggest that, that the ALC meter is, in my estimation, one of the most important meters in that radio. I mean, it'll tell you more about what's going on than anything, So I would keep that ALC meter out, and the game would be to keep my voice in the sweet spot of the ALC meter, 7 or 2/3, as much as possible, Roger?
ALC meter, 7 or 2/3, as much as possible, Roger.
Roger, I'm going to try it.
Roger, Lee. Okay, 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
The best-sounding D104 on a solid-state rig I've ever heard.
Oh, well, there he is. I called for you earlier, but I couldn't copy you.
I told you it comes and goes.
Hey, Roger.
Actually, I came and went. I fell asleep.
Well, there you go. Gosh. I've done that a few times myself. Not too often though, Roger. I usually go fishing if push comes to shove and there's not a lot going on. I say, well, so much for the ham aspects. I'm going fishing.
Roger. It's 4:51, so here we go. It's 4:52. Over.
Roger. Okay, so let's get back to work here and see if there's anybody that needs a setup real quick. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Yeah, give me a shout.
There's in our band past big.
I'm sorry, I was elsewhere. You must be down to 20 watts now.
No, I said that guy is I don't know where you're receiving me at. You need to go to your local, but there's a guy down the bands just tearing the hell out of the receiver, over.
Roger. Well, like I say, everybody's got to be somewhere. I'm sure I'm giving as good as I'm getting. So if, somebody wants to come a KC off after an hour and a half of station transmitting, then, what can I say about stupidity?
Oh, I totally agree. Well, keep on giving it a shout here, and I'll keep on listening. I think you sign off at 5, do you not?
Yes, sir. I certainly do.
there's anybody out there that wants to get your radio checked out, please give Jim a shout.
Station calling, come back slowly, phonetically, with your call sign.
Alpha Charlie 9, pick up Mike.
Alpha Charlie 9, come back with the call sign again.
The call sign again?
I just wanted to jump in there and say good afternoon there, over.
Yes, sir. I'm still. I'm in a good position to copy your call sign. So try one more time.
I'm in a good position to copy your call sign. So try one more time.
Okay, it's Alpha Charlie 9, Quebec Mike, AC9, Queen Mary, over.
Roger QM, and what's the name?
Roger QM, and what's the name?
The name here is Rick, Romeo, India, Kilo, over.
Roger, Rick. And gosh, did we talk earlier?
Roger, Rick. And gosh, did we talk earlier?
Yeah, I've been on the past 3 weeks. I just wanted to jump in and say good afternoon to you and thank you for what you do for amateur radio, over.
Yes, sir, Rick. I would pull back off mic there simplistically. Well, let's see. What is your current mic level reading at the moment?
Simplistically, well, let's see. What is your current mic level reading at the moment?
The ALC is just a little bit above 3, and the mic level there is about half over.
About 5 out of 10 or 50 out of 100, is that a Roger?
5 out of 10 or 50 out of 100, is that a Roger?
Roger, it's a 5 there on the dial, over.
Roger. Now, you're running an external powered-in microphone, is that a Roger?
Roger. Now, you're running an external powered-in microphone, is that a Roger?
I'm running the old Kenwood MC50. I'm on the TS830S there, over.
Okay, give me that radio one more time.
Okay, give me that radio one more time.
It's the Kenwood TS830S. Kenwood TS830S.
Roger, Rick. And where are you located, sir?
Roger, Rick. And where are you located, sir?
I'm up here in Hartford City. I've talked to you, I think, the past 3 weeks. I started out on the Kenwood, and I went to the 7300, and then I had an FT450D that we worked on last week, Roger.
Roger. So are you in Indiana, is that a Roger?
Roger. So are you in Indiana, is that a Roger?
Yeah, I'm just up here in Hartford City, Indiana. I'm exactly 50 miles south of Fort Wayne, Indiana. If you look south, you see Hartford at about 50 miles there, over.
Yes, sir. Roger. Well, gosh, and have we worked on that radio, or is that one that we have worked on before, Roger?
Radio, or is that one that we have worked on before, Roger?
Yeah, it's the very first one that we worked on. I'm looking at the ALC meter, and it's about 7 there on the ALC. And I'm not actually made any changes on it other than tuning it there, over.
Roger, so I would say maybe your proximity has varied from where we were. What is your current mic level at the moment?
From where we were. What is your current mic level at the moment?
Well, the mic level that I'm looking at there on the radio is set at about a 5. It's straight up there, timing there, over.
Roger. So the mic that you're using is a desk mic, is that a Roger?
The mic that you're using is a desk mic, is that a Roger?
Yeah, it's actually the microphone that was with the radio when the radio was purchased there, over.
Yes, sir. Okay, so what is your current mic level control say you are?
What is your current mic level control say you are?
Alpha Bravo 1.
I have no control on the desk mic, but on the radio it's set at a 5.
Roger, Roger. Okay, so why don't you turn that down about 5%? Take it down about 5%, and let me listen to it. You sound like you might be just a little hot.
And let me listen to it. You sound like you might be just a little hot.
Okay, so I cut it back to about a 4. Is that sound any different there, over?
Yes, sir, and I would move back off mic at least maybe 2 inches. Try 2 inches from adding 2 inches to the distance to your microphone, and let me listen to that.
Adding 2 inches to the distance to your microphone, and let me listen to that.
Okay, there's about 2 inches. Not getting much motion there out of the ALC there, Roger.
Roger, well, I'm not sure, what the deal is, but you're sounding good and you're looking good as far as 3 dB dynamic range on your audio. So I would say your audio is level-wise very good to where it is. It's not distorted, and it does look to be about a 3 dB dynamic range, which would mean that your average percent of peak modulation would be 80 to 85%. Roger?
Average percent of peak modulation would be 80 to 85%. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I'll try to stay off the mic there. I may have been counting it a bit there in the beginning, but now I'm about 2 inches off the microphone there, Roger.
Yes, sir. Okay, so I would use those settings just like they are, and I would leave my ALC meter out and concentrate on keeping my voice peaks in the sweet spot as much as possible. And you might have to yin-yang the mic level control just a tad, one way or the other, to make it easier to keep your peaks in that sweet spot of 7 or 2/3 on your ALC meter. But I would leave my ALC meter out and watch it as I'm talking. Roger?
ALC meter out and watch it as I'm talking. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, it's one of the old analog meters there. It's not like the 7300 that has the digital S meter on it, ALC compression, all that. So this radio's probably made back somewhere around late maybe 79 or 80 there, over.
Roger, just wondering if you might might be looking at that ALC circuit a little differently, because I'm showing you to be fairly well hot into your ALC. I would suggest pulling your mic level down another little bit like you did earlier, about that same distance difference, and see what it sounds like. Roger?
Distance difference, and see what it sounds like. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. There I took it down to about a 3 there, over.
Okay, and then I would back off that mic about an inch, and I think that would be just beautiful. Roger?
Back off that mic about an inch, and I think that would be just beautiful. Roger?
Okay. Yeah, that's about 3 inches there from the microphone. I've got a good meter activity there on the external meter to the antenna, but not seeing anything there on the meter in the radio there, right?
Roger. Well, I'm not real sure what's happening with your ALC meter, but I would run it like that. It sounds good, and if you want to listen to it, if you go to YouTube, do the call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor, Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3700, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
100, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Yeah, okay, Jim. I changed the meter setting there. It has 5 different settings on it. Like I said, this radio's pretty old there, and but yeah, I will listen to it tomorrow. And I turned it on the compression side of it, and I'm not seeing much. The RF, man, it goes everywhere when I click and put it on RF. And IF, it's about right there on the IF. It's about right there within depend on a little horse there. It's about where it's supposed to be there on the IF part of it. So, but when you turn it on ALC, you don't get any movement out of it there, Roger.
Yes, sir. Sounds like you might be having a malfunction on your ALC meter. Although I don't know. You know, I can't see right now. But normally, you know, the sweet spot on an ALC meter would be 7 or 2/3. And I think when you adjusted that, you sounded distorted. You sounded hot. You sounded. You know, I'm looking at your audio, and like I say, on a VU meter tied to the audio output of my 7300, and I can tell by the way the meter is moving exactly what your dynamic range is, approximately. You know, I've looked at VU meters for about 50 years. I can tell by the way they hang as to what the dynamic range is, you know, and so I think that where you are now is not distorted, and it's nice and full. Roger, Roger?
It's not distorted, and it's nice and full. Roger, Roger?
Roger, Roger. Okay, Jim. Well, I appreciate that, and yeah, I won't bother any of the settings here. I don't use this radio all the time. I like playing with it because it's got lots and lots of knobs on it, and you know, you can there where you can buzz through the frequencies. You have to do it by VFO, and it's just a neat radio there, and I like playing with it. Okay, Jim, I'll let you go. It's past your cutoff time there, and I want to thank you very much, and I want to say hello to Lou. I don't know, I think he might be in Indiana as well. I think he said Floyd Knobs. Is that? I don't know whether that's where he's at or not, but I've heard him too for the past 3 weeks or a couple of weeks there. So have a good one, and talk to you maybe another time. Thank you for what you do. KC9VKV. Here's Alpha Charlie 9 Quebec Mike 73. Have a good weekend, Jim, and talk to you another time.
Roger, Roger, Rick. Well, I was lucky enough to get that last transmission on my 7300 with, you know, the 7300 goes down to 100 cycles on receive, and it's a much cleaner frequency response on my 7300 than my SDRs. So I did get that last transmission on my 7300. It sounds very nice. You're well balanced, and you are 3 dB dynamic range. So I would say everything is copacetic. I would run it just like that. And again, if you wanted to hear the radio, it's to YouTube on a KC9VKV followed by the word logbook will take you to this recording. So 73, Rick, and we'll catch you later, sir. Roger?
Yeah, Roger, Roger. Okay, Jim. I'll check it out tomorrow for sure. And you have a good evening, and your Elmer as well. 73.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
Wow, gosh, look at the clock on the wall. A dead fly. Hello? Mr. Lou, I guess you're already gone. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you wanted to hear the audio, if you participated in the program this afternoon, if you go to YouTube, do the call letter search KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3,700, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. And with all that being said, we got to get out of here and return this frequency back to normal amateur radio use. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor, Kilo Victor, clear.